Nice.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody just so we don't have any background noise. Everybody else is muted.
All right. We're good. Can you guys hear me? She didn't mute me? No? Okay, awesome. All right, so I'm just going to dive in to make the most of your time and not keep us all here too late tonight. And time management has really been on my heart lately because I'm struggling with it myself. So I knew that if I'm struggling with it, I know that I can't be the only one. So I've been doing a lot of research and even more personal development to just kind of dive in and figure out what works for me and how best to make the most out of my time. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I want to be present with my family as well as run a successful business. And so for me, that means I need to find the best way to manage my time so I can keep everybody happy and have this balanced life that Beachbody allows us to have. I want to be able to take full advantage of it. So moving right along, if the things that you want to happen in your life, like they're not going to happen by accident. So you've got to start putting those things into action. So those are like the goals that we've set, that we've talked about in other calls and stuff as a Beachbody coach, or in just your general life, like what your goals are. They're not going to happen without daily action to make them happen. They're just going to be dreams that are just far away if you're not actually working towards achieving them. So one of the key things that you can do to start that is to plan your daily activities. The things that you're going to do every day, making new habits, and treating those activities like they're doctor's appointments. Like you're not going to not show up at a doctor's appointment that you are paying to go to, or even if your insurance is going to cover it, you're still going to show up for a doctor's appointment that you've made. So we want you to get in the mentality of scheduling your personal development time, scheduling your workout, scheduling your family time even, as appointments on your calendar that you're not going to miss. The second thing is get it out of your head. Anything that you've got to get done has to get on paper. When you carry around everything in your head all day long, it stresses you out, it drains your energy, and it really it takes a huge damper on your mood and like your positivity and your likelihood of getting everything done. So when you put it down on paper, then you also even get that, satisfaction of crossing something off your to-do list, that little bit of a serotonin rush when you get to do that. So get it out of your head onto paper. Next, if you don't plan much for your day, you're not going to get much done. But if you plan a lot, you're going to get a lot done. So when you look at tomorrow and realize, okay, well, I don't have a lot going on. I got to be at this place at 2:00 and this place at 6, but that's about it. Like, you're probably going to wake up and have a really relaxed day. You're going to sleep in. You're going to probably scroll Facebook or catch up on the DVR, which those are okay things to do if they're planned. But when you just don't plan for your day, you're not going to get much done. So the best way to do that is to find a scheduling program that works best for you and your personality type. And I'm going to go into that at the end of our presentation. So Saved by the Bell, we all know that show. And there's something really unique about the system that our schools are set up. We all went through school at whatever grade level you did. You had a bell that rang. The bell was ringing first thing in the morning as your warning to, okay, you better get to class. And then the bell rang, and then you're supposed to be in class. And then the next bell rings and says, okay, go to the next one. And the next one rings and says, okay, you should be there by now. And everything was scheduled that way. Well, it wasn't by accident that they created this system of breaking the day up, separating the class structures and your different classes. So you start English class and you end English class, and then you go to lunch and you have a break, and then you have recess break, and then you go to history class. They set that up on purpose because of just research that we're even trying to implement on our lives, that it works. And scheduling things at those breaks and knowing what you can expect in your day is going to just make it that much more productive. So back in school, you knew exactly what your day was going to look like before it even got started. You know what classes you had to go to that day. So you knew what homework was due or what you had to get done, before the class ended. You knew what classes and activities you'd be going to. You knew how long you had to complete them. You knew when you had breaks, and you knew when the day started and when it ended. It was never we all knew exactly what time school ended, right? You're counting down the minutes until it happened because you knew you could trust it and it was expected every single day. So what you need to do in planning your day is figure out what on your to-do list is negotiable and what's non-negotiable. So the negotiable things are going to be things that don't have to get done today, but they should be on your to-do list. Like, you need to get them done, but they're not, like, if they don't happen today, nobody's going to die. No ball is dropped yet. And those are things like, cleaning your bathrooms, making training materials for your team, making a design in Canva or something, buying a new bikini for your Success Club cruise, or looking at stuff and studying other people's blogs, and, making calls to grandparents. And those are things that you, if you have time, are great to get in, but those are things that are negotiable. They don't have to get done today. So you don't want to schedule those first. The things that you want to schedule first are your non-negotiables. And every person's going to be different. But with your non-negotiables, the suggestions for you, like, these are some of the things that I have and other ideas here, is your personal development. If you're not scheduling time to sit down and read a book or sit down and actively listen to something, it's not going to happen in your day. If that's something that you've been struggling with getting in, that's a key way to do it, is to schedule it. Next is your workout. If that's something you struggle with getting done, schedule it. Make it a time. Make an appointment on your calendar every day that this is the time of your day that you do your workout. I don't care if it's morning or night, but whatever it is, schedule it. Next, you need to schedule your power hour. I said plus on there for a couple of you that are doing, moving the business further along, and you're working more than just an hour in your business a day. But schedule it, And, if you've got things like you have to chauffeur your kids around to school, pick them up, drop them off, or other errands that you have to run, coaching soccer team, doctor's appointments, you have to make dinner every night, right? Unless you're drinking Shakeology for dinner, Brandy. You've got to schedule time to make dinner and eat dinner, and then schedule time for your family where, you don't have your phone on, you're not checking email, but you're present with your family. Whatever your non-negotiables are, those are those big rocks that you schedule first, and then you fill in the rest with the smaller items, the negotiable stuff. So we've heard this a million times, but when you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. So the next step is, once you've figured out what your non-negotiables are, you need to set a time limit for them and see like how much time are you going to spend reading? How much time does it take you to do your workout? For me, I said an hour. Most of our Beachbody workouts are way less than that. But for me, it takes me about an hour to work up the courage to do the workout, or not courage, but determination to actually do the workout. I take my time, and then, I'm trying to take pictures of me doing my workout after I'm done. I'm trying to clean up my living room so I can take pictures. So I kind of schedule like an hour in there to get my workout in. In your business, if you've got a job outside of Beachbody, that's got to count for something, and schedule that in too, and how many hours you're working that. And then remember things that are like weekly. Now, there's not some stuff that you don't have to do every day, but you should put on your calendar weekly so you can plan for. And that's things like meal planning and meal prep. Those are two very different things. Meal planning, you're deciding what you're going to eat, when you're going to eat it that week. And then meal prep is actually taking the time one night a week to actually make all that food. So you don't have to spend the extra time during the week making food. You've got it already. You can heat it up in the microwave or on a skillet. Next, a planning time with your spouse is huge to do on a weekly basis, to sit down and say, hey, this is what my week looks like. I need your help on Wednesday night so I can lead a team call. I need you to take care of bedtime with the baby. I need your help here, or we've got this going on at this time this week. And just making sure that you're on the same page with your spouse can really be an important piece to add into your scheduling. Things like laundry, errands, date nights are important. Scheduling your business hours. When do you want to be working this business? Do you want to work on Sundays? Do you want to be able to take a full day off from Beachbody? Are you working, are you working an hour a day, a few days a week, and then there's a couple of days that you're working, 4 hours on your business? Set those, write them down, put them on a schedule. That includes stuff like check-ins with challengers. And my favorite is a brain dump. I just started doing this recently, but I highly recommend it. At the end of my day, I take a piece of pad of paper or something, whatever, an app on my phone, and I write down whatever is going on in my head. The things that I'm trying to think of that, I can't forget this. I've got to do this tomorrow. I have to do this tomorrow. I've got to get this done. I forgot about this. Writing all that stuff down really allows your brain to relax so you can actually get some sleep and actually get to rest instead of twitching in bed all night long because you're afraid you're going to sleep in and miss something that you're supposed to get done and forget that you had it on your brain to do it in the first place. So write it down, and then you can actually relax and get some sleep. And then also plan tomorrow. That's something I have on my schedule every night. I have an alarm that goes off at 9:30 that says, hey, what's tomorrow look like? And so I can start laying that out. So when I go to bed, I know what I'm expecting to do tomorrow. So this is just an example here of a schedule. I know most of you guys have JOBs, not staying home with baby. I'm the only one here with a baby at home. But just so you can add in, figure out what your morning needs to look like, your day job, and what your evening needs to look at. It's going to be different for everybody, and it's got to be according to your priorities. So don't use mine as this is not mine. This is an example, but don't use somebody else's schedule. You've got to set yours based on your priorities right now. Next, when you are at work. And this is something and this is, works if you have a JOB or if you're working your Beachbody business, and both. When you are committed to being at work, do it. If you're getting paid by somebody else, like outside of Beachbody right now for a moment, if you're working a 9-to-5 job or whatever your hours are, you are getting paid to be there, to work, and be a person of integrity. Work while you're there. Do the activities that you're getting paid to do. Make the most of your time. Be efficient. Give them the work that they deserve, because that's how you're going to be able to make get a raise later on, or just have integrity and know that you are a trusted person. Do it well. Like, it may not be your career. It may not be something that you're going to be doing. You may be just doing it until Beachbody can really take off and you can quit. But don't check out, and don't be doing your Facebook Messenger all day at work when you should be, focusing on this, and because that just makes you look like a bad employee, and that's not who you are. So there you go. That's that. Next is determine what when you are in your work mode, determine what your income generating activities are versus all the other stuff, the fluff. So this is, I could spend all day long making training videos and preparing for a call like this. But if I'm not talking to people, if I'm not sending my invites and forming people and building relationships and posting on Facebook, if I'm not doing the stuff that's going to bring me money, then it's a waste of time. And there's so much, especially with Beachbody, there's so many things and so many, because it's your own business and you can do it however you want. There are so many fluffy options. So you want to really figure out what those income generating activities are. And that's why we created the Power. We didn't create the Power Hour. That's why we do the Power Hour with Beachbody, because that is those income generating activities that you need to focus on before you do any of the other stuff. I already told you that you need to have integrity. When you're at work, be at work. And then when you're at home, be at home. Turn off your phone or put it on silent. Have a time scheduled in your day that you turn it off. Like when my husband gets home, that's for me, that's when it is. When he walks in the door, I don't touch my phone. I don't touch my computer for a solid hour and a half to 2 hours, where it's just me, him, and baby. We get to hang out. We get to connect. And then, I always go back to work after the baby's in bed, but we have that time where I'm not working, where I'm home present with him. And your family deserves that from you. And that's what this business has the ability to give you. So use it. So that's where you schedule your family only time. When you're working, again, laser focus and efficiency is really going to help you to be the best that you can be at what you're doing. And to be most efficient with your time, get on the phone. Get on the phone and talk to somebody. You can sit at your computer and Facebook message somebody back and forth for an hour and a half. There are people that do that with you. When you could finish that conversation in 20 minutes on the phone. You could get somebody from interested to, what's your email address? I'm going to send you this challenge pack link in 20 minutes on the phone instead of 5 days on a messenger. Like, why waste that time? So if somebody's interested and they're excited and they really want to talk to you about it, be like, hey, what's your number? Let me talk on the phone. For me, I'll be honest, this was so hard in the beginning. I was like, that's why I'm a Beachbody coach, because I can hide behind my computer. But it's so much better in person. And I am so passionate about our products. I know you guys are so passionate about our products. It comes out when I speak to somebody on the phone. So, I get them so excited when we talk, and then I almost always land it in a sale, or they sign up to be a coach because I took the time and they realize that I'm a real person, I'm not a robot, and that I really am passionate about this stuff. So get somebody on the phone. If you can't get them on the phone, move your conversation to email. Facebook Messenger is so distracting. You've got Facebook, you're scrolling through Facebook and you've got a pop up, as a Beachbody coach, you've got like 5 different, maybe 10 different conversations going at any given time. And you've got different people, you can't really focus on what you're doing and give that person your attention. For me, every time I'm like on Facebook and I've got 5 messages going, I have to when somebody sends me something, I've got to reread it, like 5 or 6 messages back to realize, who is this person again? What were we talking about? Where were we at? So I don't repeat myself, So when you move it to email, you get their email address that's just great to be able to contact them later on outside of Facebook. It looks more professional, and people are less distracted when they're looking at email. Your odds of getting a much deeper response from somebody on the questions that you're asking, trying to get information from them, it increases when you pull it to email. So pull it away from to email as best you can when you can. Next, okay. So establishing some successful habits. So these are just some examples of habits to help you with your time management and really make the most of your day. So starting out your day in the morning, stop hitting the snooze button. And I had to put this one on top. I had to put it in all caps because this is 100% to me, like 100% me. I hit snooze every day, probably 7 to 8 times, on top of my husband and his alarm going off and him hitting his snooze button 7 or 8 times. So we've got Taylor Swift and Kanye West playing back and forth every morning for about an hour and a half, every 3 to 4 minutes. And it's awful. And we're not getting sleep. We're not getting anything done. It's terrible. So we've made a commitment together this week to stop hitting snooze. And I encourage you to do it too. Get out of freaking bed. Don't set your alarm early. Set it for the time you need to get up and get out of bed. The only way you're going to be able to do that is remembering why. Why are you here? We talk about this all the time. If you don't know where you're going, you're going to hit snooze. It's a lot easier to do that when you just think it's just another Monday. But when it's no, today is a day that I'm going to hit Success Club today. Today is a day that I'm going to qualify for my next rank advancement, or I'm going to make, this much money today. When you set goals like that, you're going to be able to get up earlier. So do that. And set it early. Don't set your alarm for 10 minutes before you have to walk out the door and think that that's okay. Wake up early. We're all so much more productive in the morning. There's a book I read last year that I have been rereading this year, What the Most Successful People Do Before Breakfast. And I highly recommend it. It's amazing. It'll walk you through habits and all sorts of detailed tricks and tips and successful people that what they do in the morning before they get out the door for work. So a couple of them are listed here. One of the things they cover is don't do the important things in the morning. Don't worry about getting caught up on laundry or the dishes. Do not check your freaking Facebook messages or your email first thing in the morning. Don't do it. It just sets you up for badness the rest of the day. Don't set it up. Be intentional with your time in the morning. I just said badness. Yes, I did. I'm sorry. Next, 3 different things that you can be doing in the morning before work are nurturing your career, and that's personal development, whether it's something personal or whether it's business related. Our businesses are on social media, so I've been doing lots of training on social media and how to best make an impact on social media. That's something that you can be doing to build that. And I got this notification here. Okay. Next is nurture your relationships. Maybe make time to eat breakfast. I know Brandy and Bo have gotten really good about this. Bo's works late hours. He's working overtime. So in the morning, they get up early together, they work out, and then they eat breakfast together. They make it and they eat breakfast together. And it's super cute, super sweet. They get to connect. And it's something I definitely recommend. The same thing if you've got kids and you want to be able to be present with them in the morning, make them pancakes or, even cereal, just sit with them and have some time with your family in the morning instead of just rushing everybody out the door. It can be a pleasant time. It doesn't have to just be forced. Next is spend some time on yourself, nurture yourself. And this can be your workout or journaling, devotionals, meditation, lots of different things. And then as a coach, we tell everybody to eat freaking breakfast. Don't skip breakfast. Get up early if you need to eat breakfast. In the afternoon, make sure you're taking breaks. This applies to those of us that are working full-time from Beachbody at home. Don't expect yourself to work 6 hours straight. Don't kill yourself, Brandy. Take a break, walk away, walk the dog, go sit outside. Taking a break can really just help you get refocused, and know that you have a break coming up will help you, stay focused on that and give you the energy to keep going. And when you have lunch, get away from your desk. Don't eat at your desk. Walk away, go do something else, get away, get out. And then before bed, I already talked about doing a brain dump. Don't bring your phone to bed. There's no need to be texting and doing messaging before you're going to bed. You're just riling up your brain when you shouldn't have to do that. I already told you to plan tomorrow, and try to, if you're married or in a relationship, go to bed with your spouse. Like, that's one of my favorite things to do, is to be able to check out and go to bed with Ryan each night. It just kind of keeps us on the same page and allows us to have, that time together. But I hate it when he goes to bed and I'm like, oh, well, I've got to finish this post for this challenge group. I can't come to bed yet. I hate that feeling. So make it an effort and make it, a priority to go to bed with your spouse and to go to bed early so you can wake up early. And I think this is my last one. Yeah, last tool here. Last slide. And these are just some tools to help you guys be successful in all this kind of stuff. You need to have a schedule, whether you use a physical written planner or Google Calendar or iCalendar. I love to write things down and I love to draw and make it all pretty. So I love to have like the physical calendar, but I'm learning I have to get away from that, because in Google Calendar and iCalendar, you can set up alerts. So my phone alerts me and says, hey, you should be doing this right now. Are you doing it? Hey, it's time to do personal development. Hey, it's time for lunch. Hey, it's time to post. So I can set up alerts like that on a calendar. So I highly recommend that. Wunderlist is a great place for to-do lists and stuff like that, to keep track of things you're doing. It's an app on your phone as well as on a computer. You can download it to your computer. Use the alarm feature on your iPhone. You can schedule alarms on your iPhone to hit certain days of the week. So like I have like a weekday alarm clock and a weekend alarm clock, and other stuff that you can schedule that way on your phone. Use things like Canva to do quick graphics. WordSwag, PhotoFi, Pick, Play, Post. Those are great to do your posting if you want words or filters and stuff on your pages, and they're quick and easy to be efficient. Your iPhone timer, your camera on your iPhone has a built-in timer now, a 3-second delay, a 10-second delay, and you can edit video right in it to cut off the end or cut off the beginning if you need to. So use those. Don't have to worry about making something crazy detailed. Evernote is a great place to keep your templates or conversations that you keep having with people. Like, keep a copy of your story there, so when somebody's like, oh, what's going on, you can be like, oh, here, copy paste, this is about me. Use the Coach Mobile website. That's great for signing people up really quick and easy. Don't waste your time giving them all these instructions to go to your websites. Use that. On your phone, you can download apps for Facebook groups now. So you can just check your groups. You don't have to just scroll through Facebook, because I know I don't have a Facebook Eradicator on my phone, so I easily scroll through my phone. But there's an app now for Facebook groups that works really well. Same thing with Facebook Messenger on your phone. And there's a Pages app, which is good for your life page, so you can manage that from your phone as well. We've talked about creating lists, so you're not just mindlessly scrolling on Facebook. You set lists intentionally. If you've got questions about that, you can ask on the team page. We can post a video about how to do that. But so you can target who you're seeing on your newsfeed. And then favoriting your groups. We always talk about that in challenge groups. It's important, so they're right there and easy to access. This newsfeed eradicator, if you're using Google Chrome, if you're not, you should be, because it's amazing. But you can just type in the search bar newsfeed eradicator, and it'll allow you to download a free extension to your browser for Facebook, and it will hide your newsfeed for you. So you can only see those lists that you've created. You can't just see on Facebook. And if you need some books on time management, Eat That Frog is amazing. It'll change your life. What the most successful people do before breakfast is the one I just told you about. Push by Chalene Johnson is freaking ridiculous. And if you don't want to pay for a book, you can go to 30daypush.com and she'll send it to you in a 30-day email series, which is also really good. And then another great book on time efficiency is The 4-Hour Workweek by Timothy Ferriss. So that's what I got for you. I talked really fast. I had a lot to cover, so I hope that was helpful. And you can have it back now, B.
Cool. We got 4 minutes. That was awesome, Steph. Thanks so much. I like to post. I'm like, yes. I mean, things I got out of that, it's like just writing down your schedule so you have something in front of you daily. And the brain dump at the end of the night, it's so I don't know about you guys, but I'm constantly walking around with all this chatter in my mind, and I'll walk away from my computer. I'm like, oh, I got to do this, this, and this. By the time I walk back to the computer, I've forgotten what I needed to do. So at night, just brain dumping is an awesome recommendation, and planning for the next day. So, I mean, there's a lot of information she gave, and the call will be up in. I actually have a list of 10 successful things that people do. I can upload, and we can probably do a new update of tools and what each tool actually does, and I can get that up there. But that was awesome. Thanks a lot, Steph. Yay!